My name is Kahng Hyun. So last name is Kahng, but it's pronounced in Chinese Zhang. And I'm the S6 chair, and also I'm the professor of Korea University, and now I'm also a dean of the College of Science and Technology. So I'm really busy to three jobs at the same time.
Chairman Kahng, could you give us more introduction about the initiative of ISO-FN and the standard Blue Book in Chongqing?
ISO has some kind of systems. So when you make some proposal in the normal society, we initiate something. But in this standard society, we have to make a formal new item proposal. Then those proposals should be balloted by the participating members. So to make them understand, to make an agreement with others, the proposer has to write the detail of NP form, the new proposal form. It includes some scope. What is the standards of the what is the scope of standards, and then the rationale and the justification why we need, for example, the market needs in this some kind of area. So that kind of item should be described very clearly, and then how long it will take, and what will produce from this new work proposal. Sort of things should be prepared before submit the proposal. That means, in this case, IEN, for example, the Chinese has to prepare those. They have to define what will be the scope, how much they will implement, sort of things. What is the service, target service, and also how long it will take, and also we have to what will produce as an output. For example, international standard and some report. That is kind of a blue book, as it called. So this should be clearly prepared in the MPs, and also they have to prepare how long it will take, as I said, and what kind of the result that is, and who with whom they will collaborate, because there are many standard organizations and technical committees, subcommittees, working groups. So they have to precisely notify that who will work together with whom. So sort of things should be prepared. So it's a very time-consuming job, and they need to prepare very, very detailed. If not, then it'll be the high possibility of MP pass. The possibility of MP pass is quite low. It's very hard to pass. So these are the initiatives, so-called. And in that sense, this kind of a summit or conference today is very important, because the proposal will see what's the relationship between the AIEN and other protocols, for example, like 5G, 6G, and the Internet, TCP/IP. Everything should be considered in this standard. If not, the other guys in that field will attack. So you don't consider our part, something like that. So that's why it's very important, and I think that is the importance of this initiative that you asked.
There are actually many standards between different devices and like the different scenario, right? So why are these standards are so important?
As you said, there are too many things. So without the standard, so it'll be a total chaos. For example, the manufacturers cannot know which one is better for others. But in the process of standardization, So experts from the even the consumer market, and they they say about their view, or how much it should be safe. For example, for how is there any kind of some the method or some tools for the disabled, for example. These are discussed when we make the standard. So that's why, in general, the standardization is very, very important to other people who use that standard, not only for the production manufacturers, but also the ordinary consumers. We consider whole things.
So what are the process in determining the different methods or protocols that be used in different fields?
As I said, so when we proposed the MP, so we published this one, the formal form that we try to make a standard. This was some whole characteristics. Then this document is circulated to all over the world. All the national body read that one, and they make a decision. Oh, that is very important. Oh, this is no use, something like that. So that's why we vote, because everything is a voluntary basis. Therefore, nobody can order to make this kind of a standard. That means from the bottom to the top, one propose, others join, discuss. If they found some problem, they solve by themselves. So this is the process of standardization activities. We just not, it's not like publishing a news academic paper. So that paper is just done by the authors, maybe some consulting with some other guys. But in standardization, there is a no one's. So in the standard, there is a no name at all. So there are many persons spend time and resources, but the final international standard, there is a no name, no country, no companies. So that's to be fair. Who made this one? So this is the general process, and this is the characteristic of standardization.
What are the processes already in place for the 5G network from ISO in terms of ISO?
Oh yes, usually the 5G is evolved from the telephone. So ITT is the standard organization who is responsible for developing standards about 5G, and ISO is kind of a organization consisting of the computer manufacturers mainly. Therefore, ISO has some peripheral or the access network using the 5G. So even though I use the 5G network or mobile phone, it's eventually connected to the wired. After the antenna, then it's wired. So we are focusing on this one. So only the 5G is the access network from phone to their switch. So in that case, we collaborate in that for the high advanced service.
How is China's involvement or influence changes over the years, like in ISO and in the international standard?
From that moment that China spends a lot of energies and resources to train the experts and contribute everything. So now that China has a very, very strong capabilities in the standardization. But that's mostly in ITUT. But when it comes to ISO and IC, but comparing to the some capacity, I think China has a very strong in the ITUT, but relatively really small, weaker than the ITUT in ISO. But in ISO, now we have 3 working groups under SC6, and one of the working group convener is Chinese. he became the working group 1 convener 2 years ago. So now the Chinese experts they contribute a lot and participate very actively in the ISO too. But the fields in ISO or IEC is very diverse. In that, then ISO and IEC, the manufacturers should participate in their activities and not the telephone side. So they go to the ITUT. So in that sense, now the many Chinese companies are getting some, how can I say, richer. I mean, not in the sense of economy, but they are richer in their skills. And then now it's time to participate in the activities of ISO. Now they started in ISO 6. Now 2 or 3 companies already working very hard in the QS that is proposed by the Professor Long from the Chongqing University of Post and Telecommunications. They work together, and there is a very good sign to China. And I think it will be no more requests from outside. They are now fully they participate and they started, and I think it's the future of the Chinese standardization activities. It will be very powerful, I think.
How will you comment on Chongqing's efforts in this area?
When as I said, this is my 3rd time in Chongqing. So, and also this afternoon we have a plan to schedule to visit the companies. So whenever we have a meeting, we go to the companies because they try to. Their passion is very great, and they want to make something worldwide recognized product. That is through the standardization. So I think that policy is very accurate. It's really correct because now they want to make their own, following the world standard. So I feel that kind of some passion, especially in Chongqing. I found that a very young generation participate in the products in the company, and they are very curious about the standards. Maybe they didn't know what the standard is and how they behave in the standard meeting, but they are very eager. So this is almost an example of the very good example to other cities and other universities and other companies. So it's very unique in Chongqing.